this illegal hold.
You can look out there, we got some great teams, Total BS, Brian Schusterick and Barry Schultz. We've also got the Midwest Assassins, Eric Mccabe, David Himmeline, Team Davery, all the way from Oregon, Dave Feldberg and Avery Jenkins. And we've got a lot of great teams out here. Possibly the favorite is Big Dirty Hippie, which is the local MJ, along with the current Am World Champ. They're at Hornet's Nest on the Saturday morning after a couple days of rain. This is the Nature Boy. We're here at Hornet's Nest. The rain seems to be letting up. 2 minutes just went off. And we're going to try to watch Total BS here attack the first hole. Total BS being Barry Schultz and Brian Schusterick. It looks like Team Donator is on the box first. Mueller and Taylor. That's a good looking shot, but it's going to pan out. Oh, that's going to be trouble. First shot of the tournament for the Donators. Donated to the asphalt. This is alternate shot we're playing today, so they will have to play that. And it looks like Total BS just chose Brian Schusterick to throw this thumber to start this tournament off. Oh, that works. That sits about a 14-footer to start the tournament. Alternate shot here at the nest. We're off. We've got the Donators here. They're looking at a circle 3 putt here. Need that to get off to a good start. He's got a little ceiling there to deal with. Oh, a little low, it sits, and the Donators are going to start with a circle 4. Okay, I gotta move. Now we've got a 2-time World Barry Champ. Barry Schultz with a mere formality get Total BS off to a 1-under start here. Looks like he's jamming to some tunes this morning. Donator's going to tap out starting with a bogey. And we're off here at the US doubles. We're here now over at hole 4. True alternate shot. We've got the only 3-pack we've got out here. We've got Team Oregon, better known as Davery. Dave Feldberg, Avery Jenkins. And it looks like David Feldberg is going to step up on the tee here, an alternate shot. This is a shot Dave really likes. He'll probably come in here a little nose up, try to get it to land soft. Checking his distance. Doesn't play here that often, but I think his skills will speak for himself. Good looking shot. Needs to get a little speed. That's going to leave him about a 40-footer, but it is a level putt with not really the drop-off. Now our late entry. We've got Tank on the tee pad. We've got the Tankster, which is Tank and Steve Brinster. They're an assimilated team out of what was beginning with Tank and Valerie Jenkins and Ken Climo and Steve Brinster. Some injuries and weather has now formed this team. Tank's got a shot there. That needs to hook up. He's got a little Anheuser. Oh, and that's going to leave a death putt about 50 feet with a serious drop-off behind for Steve Brinster. Now, I believe this team is Orrick and Schuster. Can't quite tell. They would be the assimilators. That's going to have to carry. That's a perfect line. That's going to have to carry. He's in the ditch. That's a solid birdie putt, about 25 feet. And looks like those kids are hanging with the big boys. No pressure at all. Looks like Team Oregon there has looked at their putt. Dave's informed Avery it is a level putt. He's liking it. And I believe it's going to be Brinster out. Dave's just informed him of the order. Brinster, Jenkins, and then Schuster. With Steve here, he's a solid putter, but you want to give this a chance, especially in alternate shot doubles. But it is a dangerous putt. Driving the bus. Oh, oh, and that's the exact problem that you get if you go for this. Now they're probably a little further away, uphill. And Avery's not going to waste any time here. He must feel it, and he's stepping right up. That's about a 32, 33 footer. Needs to rise. That's a good looking putt, just a little low. Avery a little disappointed, and I think they're going to go ahead and allow Kris Orrick to putt here. It looks like he's got about a 25 footer. He does have a drop off. Kid's really been playing good this year. I expect him to bang this one. Solid putt, absolutely no problem. They'll take the box with that putt. That's the assimilators, Orrick and Schuster. Kids holding their own against the big boys now. We got Tank coming down. It'll be his shot. So what we've got here with this alternate shot, if Tank misses his putt, Steve will have to tap in, as Dave just tapped in, and that'll leave Avery to tee on the next hole. Tank's got about a 40 footer. It is uphill. This is a very tough putt, but you can certainly go at it because there is no risk. Unless you hit the basket, that is, and roll back to you. That is a small risk. Ken Franks, that's a good looking putt, just a little short. That was danger of rolling back down, and that'll be a tough bogey. That's one of the problems here with this danger of the fall off. That's hole 4 here, US doubles. Kris Orrick taking the box. This is Nature Boy. We're here at hole 9, 165 feet, but it's not a gimme hole. You can see, even though it's 165, there's a serious elevation change on the basket. Stan's got a huge tree, about 35 feet from the basket that he considers a bunker. Very well framed hole. Let's go up and take a look at this interesting green. Here we are, we're about 35 feet from the basket. This is what Stan calls a bunker right here. He'll take a tree, this thing's supported across. If you come in a little low, there's no skipping to the bottom of the green. And from here, it's a very tough putt. It's almost a throw. Now let me take you up to the green. If you don't have any elevation, this is a way to create some elevation. Now, I'm not a little guy, I'm about 6'2". This is from the flat spot of the ground. I'm at least 10 feet down from where you guys are. This will cause you a nightmare if you don't know how to putt.
Fight. Yeah, sit. Jack.
Beautiful shot by Avery as that sat. We got the tankster on the tee pad now. Maybe David will stay still for our shot. He's put it out there. I'm liking it. That's going to be trouble when it hits the ground. Oh, nice spin out. That's still going to leave Steve with a long putt. Well, here on hole 5, it's a mere 247 feet, but a lot of danger. There's the road OB left, that limb just above Steve Brinster and Tank's head. The Tank looks like he burned out a little bit, maybe about a 40 footer here, and Brinster's gonna have to get his putting game rolling if this team's gonna make that move early. It's only about the 3rd hole of the match. The rain seems to have dissipated, and it's going to be a beautiful day. There's really not much danger in this unless you come in with a bad pitch. You could roll away, but I look for Steve to give this a solid bid. There he is driving the bus. Good looking putt. Oh, just a touch high. That was an excellent putt from Steve Brinster from about 40 feet. Tell you, they say it doesn't hurt as much if you come in high rather than low, but it still doesn't feel good. They seem to be trying to get themselves going. Now, looks like we've got Kris Orrick going to putt next. He's got about another 25-footer. I'll take that back. He's still walking. Looks like he's going to be about 40 feet himself. He's just past the tree. Now, he does have a little more danger because the way that hill comes off there, he could catch a roll. He could even go OB. Oh, but he could also just pick that thing up out of the basket. That's a good putt there by Kris Orrick. Seems to be playing at a confident pace. Now we got the current world champ, Dave Feldberg, stepping up after a good sidearm from Avery. It contemplated rolling away, but it sat. This should just be a minimal pickup for David. David seems to be having a little problem with his feeding. Now, that's a good move there. He's going to go all the way down to the road. He's going to clean his foot off, and he's going to come back up. He's going to start his routine all over. That's a pro move, sports fans. Oh, and David dreadfully low. He's got a roll away now. Avery's going to have a putt that is not only further than David's was, but in a much worse position. This is one of the problems you can have with alternate shot now. David maybe just hasn't got his putting going yet and just not feeling the rhythm. Tank's going to tap out, move on. They're not going to lose a stroke to Team Oregon. And now actually they could gain a stroke if Avery doesn't bang this putt, which is as tough as the one David just dreadfully putted low. And you can see David on the side. I don't know if that slipped out or he had some grip lock, but certainly not a Feldberg standard putt. Oh, and Avery's dreadfully low. That one doesn't roll. They're going to bogey possibly the shortest hole out here. And we'll see how they handle that. Dave's now got to go over and clean that up. And these guys are best friends, but they can get testy as well. Let's move on down the road. That's hole 5 here. A little excitement there. And Dave does clean it up for the bogey. Here we are on hole 17. Team Ignition. Joey Mela looks like Stan's giving him an opportunity. This is a dangerous elevated basket. Look at Joey. A little short. Oh, that's where you want that miss to go. Looks like Stan will be tapping in their 3-putt here on 17. And we got the Midwest Assassins. Looks like David Himmeline has gave Eric Mccabe an excellent opportunity for a birdie here. It's probably not much more than 20 feet. There could be 1 or as many as 4 trees between him and the basket he has to go around. But he looks like he's aiming at a pretty straight line. This should be money for Eric. And it is. That's an excellent putt for the Midwest Assassins. Eric Mccabe taking that birdie off of hole 17. And the McNitions, Stan McDaniel, Joey Mela, tapping in for the par and going to the back of the box. I'm not sure if that was legal there. Stan McDaniel might not have let go of that disc. I'm going to have to ask my mentor about that. Hey, we're about midway down. And it looks like Team More Than, the kids are holding the box here. Kris Orrick fixing to step up and take that tee pad. Very impressive because you've got the current world champ and Avery Jenkins, 10 years of touring, played everywhere under every condition. And Steve Brinster and Tank. And Schuster and Orrick seem to be holding their own. A lot of times we'll see a roller on this hole, but I don't believe we'll see that today with the wetness. That's a good looking shot. All he needs is he just touched a little something. That still works out good. Gives him a good opportunity to get up and down for a 3 on a legitimate par 4. Probably cost him about 80 feet with that little limbage there. Looks like David Feldberg maybe is on the tee. Seems to be drying his disc off. Oh, now he's going back making a disc change. David's got a strong mind. He should let that missed putt leave him. And now he's focusing in on his drive. Him and Avery making a game plan of where they want to be, and he's ready to go. Let's see what he does. A little low, but that is extremely fast. Looking really good. Gets a nice skip. Excellent. Couldn't go down there and put it in a nicer spot. I'll tell you, this group is the only 3-pack we've got on the course, and they are really playing at a fast clip. We've got Tank on the box already. Visualized his shot. Pulls off. Uh-oh, that's a little tight. That could be trouble. That bust through kicks out. Oh, and that's a good break for Team Tankster. Looks like they're struggling to get it going this morning. This is a world-class group we got coming at us, and the kids seem to be leading the pack, even though Avery's walking out front. Hey, these guys are playing at a fast clip. Looks like Steve Brinster's going to be out. He's got a couple of options. He could throw a stand-up hyzer with something flippy that'll work itself back. He's really got to take the right side. He's really got to take the right side of that hole. He doesn't have much option on the left. And it looks like he's trying to throw something maybe stand up. Let's see what happens here. He's pulled it off. That's a good looking shot. Oh, that's a great shot right there by Steve Brinster. Just does not get any better. Throw him a little flip up rock there. Textbook. He's thrown that low. It's got to get hot. Oh, and as you can see, that has stopped him. And the problem they're going to have, they've got about a 7.5 foot ceiling there. So there's not going to be able to be any loft on that putt. And that is a tough putt for Kris Orrick. Absolute perfect drive from the champ. Avery looking right at the hole. He should just be taking a putter here. Should be pretty much elementary for him to throw this thing up here, and let's get on to the next hole. Oh yeah, beautiful shot by Avery, little nose bounce, gets past the grass. That'd be a bocce shot on Brinster's beautiful shot, and they'll take their birdie 3 and move on now. The only problem we've got left here is whether or not Kris Orrick can make this low ceiling putt. Good looking group coming up here. The rain seems to be dissipating, and we're going to have a great time. Wish you guys were here. U.S. doubles paying out big. There's our TD, Bill Jacobson, walking with a star-studded group. That guy really busts his fanny to put this thing on. A little disappointed with the turnout, but with the weather and some of the things that happen, we feel like we can make those corrections and run a fantastic event next year. Not that this one isn't fantastic. Let's go to Kris Orrick here and just see how he handles this low ceiling putt. Oh, that's a great putt from Kris Orrick. Just barely touching the leaves. I'll tell you what, he's putting with a lot of confidence. That's a birdie 3 for those guys. They'll remain on the box, staying ahead of the big boys. David Feldberg, the champ, going to tap out there. Easiest putt he's had in at least a month. And there's Tank. He's going to finish up for the Tankster team. And there's David Feldberg going by. Tank coming out of the mud. We got it rocking today. See the little baby steps. There's the Tank steps. And here we are. All right, here we are on hole 18. David Hemmeline, lefty. Holes 400 feet, a little bit downhill. Might be a tougher left-handed shot because the right-hander can't flex it over. very nice shot. It needs to stand up a little. It's probably going to leave Eric about a 70-footer uphill. Eric is one of the better lone putters in the world. But look at this. We've actually got 2 lefties in this group, and they're getting to follow each other. That's very beneficial. Joey Mailer, the technician. Oh, beautiful flip-up shot. It's a good-looking shot. Joey Mailer playing some of the best golf of his life, man, at least in the last decade, in the last month. Spanking the pros up in Pennsylvania. Really played good. Look here, we got some love. Joey Mailer coming over. Stan McDaniel coming over. Joey Mailer, how you doing, man?
We're doing just fine.
How you handling with the young guys? Tell us a little bit about your golf of late, man. You seem to be on top of the world. What's going on?
Steroids.
Well, that was in the old days. I got off of that. I'll tell you what, it's basically, I don't care right now. You know, I'm just going in stress-free, playing good golf, not worrying about nothing. Before, you know, you had that little stress factor. You know, you go up that shot and you're tweaking a little bit, you know, you're not quite sure if you want to test that shot. Now I just don't care. I just go for it.
What a
much more relaxed.
difference.
So the body feels better about it.
Well, you're playing as well as you did a decade ago or longer, and that gives hope to all of us, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a good inspiration, but I got that from Dave Greenwell, and you can tell him that.
There we go. Stan McDaniel, your partner. He's not a youngster either. How you feeling out here on your home track?
Young.
Young? So how you guys doing today? You got any birdies? I seen you just par 17 there.
Maybe a couple birdies. Yeah, we're not playing poorly. We're not playing great, but
We're solid.
I don't care either, so it's all good.
That's
It's
team,
nice just to have some fun, relax, no pressure.
Team Ignition right there, the old men here, and having some fun. Keep it up, boys.
I'm not as old as they say.
This is the Nature Boy. We're here at hole 12, a legitimate par 5. One of the best holes in disc golf. We're going to come down with an Anheuser, about 300 feet to here. Going to have about 300 feet left in, hole 638 feet. Let me show you what you're looking at on this hole. You've really got to force your shot out left because you're going to bank back in right. Come in with too much angle, you're going to cut, you're going to roll into the woods. Excellent for a sidearm or a strong left-handed hyzer. You've also got this tree. The more rain we have, it drops down in front of you and really comes into play. Let's go down and show you exactly where a good landing spot is, what the rest of this hole looks like. So this is hole 12. You make your good Anheuser shot if you're a right-hander. You're going to come into the mouth of this hole down the power line, about 300 feet. This is an ideal landing zone right here. And you can see what you've got left here. You've got, from this point over here is 274 feet from that tree there. So I'm about 300 feet from the hole. And I have a beautiful sight of the hole. But I'm going to tell you what, this is an absolutely horrifying shot. You get a 3 here, that is a legitimate eagle. It takes a great shot to land in this landing zone just to give yourself an optimum view of that hole. And you can see 5-10 feet off, your angles are totally annihilated, and now you're going to have to do something different to go at this hole. Hole 12, a legitimate par 5 here at Hornet's Nest. In my opinion, one of the nicest holes in golf that we have. All right, here we are back on hole 17. We've got Team Big Dirty Hippie, my personal favorites for this tournament. Mainly because Michael Joe is such a proficient player here at the Nest and at Renaissance. And he's picked his partner up, the current Am World Champion, and another local stud, Big Germ, Jeremy Kolek. And looks like Jeremy has put him over in the woods. This will be a tough putt for Mike. At least 30 feet, lots of trees between him and the basket. Oh, good putt. Looks like Michael Joe's got it going. Let's get Michael Joe on camera because I believe Michael Joe is fly Dallas this morning. That's the first time I might have ever seen that, guys. Now we got Team Nothing But Cork here. That's Chris Howard and Trad Roddenberg. And it looks like Kris is going to be putting. Kris really played well here, got himself into the championship qualifier. Good looking putt, a little high. That's going to set. Trad shouldn't have any problem tapping that in for a par. But what a great putt by Michael Joe. And Team Big Dirty Hippie taking a birdie on hole 17. Look at Michael Joe. Going to show the big germ where he had to putt it from. He's proud of that one, guys. Court going to tap this par in. Oh, a little dangerous there from my angle, but that's a 3. They'll move on to the next hole. There's no room for comment on the scorecard. Here we are on one of the most infamous holes at the Nest, the Gauntlet. We're at the green. We've picked up total BS. Barry Schultz here. This is a par putt. Oh, just a touch high. Sits down. Looks like total BS is going to take a 4 on 230-foot hole, and that is total BS. Now we've got the donators here. Mueller and Taylor. I'm not sure which one this is, but this is a par putt to take the box from total BS. Oh, and the donators have airballed an 18-footer, but they look like they're having a ball out here playing with a couple of the best players in the world. Brian Swebber's attacking it. Oh, first time Barry's had to putt in a while, Brian says. They must be playing pretty good. And it looks like the Gauntlet has snagged an extra stroke from each one of these teams. But the donators net a bogey, and total BS nets a bogey. That's hole 14, the Gauntlet here at the U.S. doubles. And we got Brian Swebberger, total BS, coming over. Let's look here. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 2s, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So these guys are 1 under par. How you playing today?
Sawed it off.
Hopefully Barry's got his music in. We're doing a little interview while he's throwing. Didn't seem to bother him.
Yeah, he's driving well.
He's driving well. And you're putting well?
Yeah, I've had it about 22 footers. You know, the 2 guys we're playing with, they got blocked out of the AM field, so they decided to play in the open field.
They called themselves the donators. How are they doing? How are they handling it?
I think they're a little excited playing with us. So you can tell a little bit of nerves on a couple of their throws. Some of their putting is a little off. But
I'm sure you're making sure they're having fun.
We've given them a couple tips already since we've been playing and helping them out with their throws and stuff. So it's been good.
All right, here we are. Hole 18. It's Team Big Dirty Hippie, the current AM World Champ. Big Germ Jeremy Colin on the tee. Choosing a backhand versus that sidearm. That's a good looking shot. Needs to lift a little. That'll give Michael Joe a putt. Michael Joe likes it. That's all that really matters. Big John just picked up by Discraft and Revolution. Win your world championship. All kinds of good things happen, boys and girls. Chris Howard, that is a good looking shot. I like the height, I like the angle. Oh, Chris has absolutely parked that shot. Nothing but cork. Gonna force the champ and Michael Joe to get a birdie to keep that box. Let's see if we can luckily get a word with Michael Joe and Germ. Germ? We got Michael Joe here. Michael Joe?
Yeah.
How's it going out here, man?
Oh, it's been fun. It's a little damp, but you know.
Well,
it's my course, so
you were my favorite pick before you even had a partner because of your ability to play these courses. You got the current Ham World Champ and another local stud. I'd say that's a pretty good pick.
Oh, it never hurts to have someone else who knows the courses, especially between here and Renaissance. I mean, you're going to get stuck in some weird places if you don't know where you're landing. You can make some mistakes out there.
Big Germ, current Ham World Champ on top of the world. Almost the second man here because this is Michael Joe's backyard. That's what we all say. How does that feel, man? Different role today.
I was just honored to get him as a partner, man. It's just the #1 free agent in my opinion, so just looking forward to continuing to play these courses that we know. It's our back home, so.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, the big dirty
Tear it up.
hippie, Billy's personal favorite. And when we started this thing, we'll see how it holds up. Look at Big Germ with that brand new Revolution bag, sporting it nice, buddy. Here we are on my personal favorite rock hole in the city of Charlotte, which happens to be a hotbed of golf. This hole number 13 at Hornet's Nest, beautifully framed, right at 300 feet, beautiful mid-range shot, right down the gut, plenty acceptable. But if you're not on, tons of danger on this hole. It looks like Davery's on the tee pad, and that's Avery Jenkins up. They're holding the box after a par 5 12th. And I believe Avery will have a rock here, and we should see a beautiful shot down into this green for a birdie. Oh, that's right, that's trouble. Oh, that bleeds through a little bit of the wood, takes a right kick. That's going to be a fairly tough up and down for the 3. We got Kris Orrick. This is the first time we've seen these guys today that Kris hadn't had the tee box. That's a good looking shot. That's close, going to be close. Just drifts. That's a little long. Got to get down. A good tree action. That's going to leave the Oreck about 27 feet for his birdie putt. Actually, Will Schuster will have to take that putt. Now here on the back of the box, we've got Steve Brinster, Team Tankster. Steve surely got a rock, possibly a Sentinel in his hands. Loves these kinds of shots. That's a little tight. That's got to bend out. That's trouble. Oh, huge explosion on a tree straight down. Probably going to force Tank to do a sidearm or a backward shot to get in up and down for the 3. David Feldberg's probably going to be looking at a flick roller or something tough. He's probably got about 40 trees between him and the basket, and he's about 80 feet from the basket. And he's forced to do that sidearm. Not a tough shot from this distance. Good looking shot, gonna curl out. Oh, that's gonna hit a stump, go backwards. That's gonna be a tester putt. That's borderline 30 footer for the par here. On a certainly hole you want to get a deuce on. As you can see, we'll try to find David for you there in the woods. It is a thicket. He is really in there. He's probably only 80 feet from the basket. Problem with the flick roller is there's 3 puddles. We've had lots of rain in the last 48 hours here in Charlotte. And there are 3 puddles, so that may eliminate that as an option for Dave. Looks like he's got a decent little Anheuser window, and I think he's probably going to just push putt this almost on the Anheuser line, splash it down up there near the basket, and let Avery get a little muddy.
How'd you hear that? It should be creative.
The group seems to be having a little fun. That's a good look at there. What a good partner. Keeps him out of the mud, just behind. That's what they were discussing. Being creative. What a good partner. They seem to really be having some fun in this inclement weather. They got the TD walking with him. He seems to be having fun. Let's move. Oh, bounces it in up off the rim. That's a good birdie right there. And we got Brinster here. This is a tough par putt. It's going to be borderline right on the circle. And if he comes up a little short, looks like Tank's going to get wet foot. Driving the bus right in the bucket. What a solid par putt there for Brinster.
Attaboy, partner.
Looks a little relieved.
Great shot.
He's going to come in the back door to avoid the wet foot. Let's Tank avoid the wet foot. We got the stud, Avery Jenkins, going to tap out after a generous lie from David Feldberg's upshot. Whoa, as Avery just about doinked that thing there. Probably never in danger, he'd tell us.
Well, I haven't made a putt with the camera on me yet, so I'll put that one in.
Attaboy. Avery Jenkins loving it here. This is hole 14, better known as the Gauntlet here at Hornet's Nest. This is the basket view, and it is absolutely tight. I mean, if your butt don't pucker when you stand on that tee pad, you got some confidence. I say we work back up and see if we can maybe get a couple of Michael Joe in there.
There it is. Look at the fucking. Miss it. Good. Look at it. Trash can?
Hit a tree that's left in the pen and 1 feet.
Go.
Through it.
Go. So that's how you do it, or what? You
Do it for Charlotte, baby.
You remember the local routes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alright, having a small discussion here on the Gauntlet hole. David really got pimped as he hit that tree and came backwards. About 25 feet for Avery uphill. Ah, beautiful putt for Avery. That might have been more like 30 foot uphill. There's the standard tap for Avery. And a solid putt. Alright, we got Steve Brinster here. This is about a 30 footer as well. A little more danger between him and the basket though. Much tougher putt than Avery just had. Good looking putt. Oh, he had to streamline that thing to get it through the hole. About an inch, maybe 2 inches high. Team Tankster seems to be struggling a little bit. Just can't seem to get it rolling. It is early in the tournament though. Will Schuster now. It should be pretty mandatory, about 15 feet. Oh yeah, relatively easy. And those kids are holding their own against these guys. This is a world-class group. If you don't know Chris Orrick and Will Schuster, I wouldn't accept their $10 doubles bet at your local course because they will take your money. There's the Tankster tapping out for the par. We got 2 birdies and a par on one of the tightest holes around the Gauntlet. Here we are on hole 10. I believe this is the last hole for the McNishins. Stan McDaniel on the tee. Oh yeah, he knows this hole. That's how you throw. Oh, a little explosion out there. It's going to leave Joy about a 35 footer. He looks a little disappointed. I think you liked that one.
Sure felt good. Just like everything else. Real nice.
Now they're going to be forced to make that putt instead of just tap it in. Make lunch taste real good when you end with a birdie right before the break. Midwest Assassins on the tee. Eric Mccabe. I know you've read his name. If you hadn't seen him play, then you are missing it. There you see he's learned from Stan. He's going a little wider. That's going to skip up, and that's going to make lunch taste real good. That's an easy birdie for the Midwest Assassins. Eric likes it. Here we have the McNishins, a little behind the Midwest Assassins on this hole, but that's their last hole. And that is one of my favorite tracks, Hornet's Nest. It's been a little sloppy, but now we're going to head over to one of the most notorious tracks in the country, Renaissance. That's the first round here at the US Doubles on Saturday, the weekend before the championship. I'll tell you what, if you're a player who wants to come down here, play some of these great tracks, try to qualify on Monday, and then go ahead and stay for the championship, it makes for a great week. I think this event is going to lend itself to a lot of players coming in and having fun. On to Renaissance, guys. Let's see what the afternoon holds.